advertisements, community, the mechanism, psychological, technological, parameter, operator, produce, progress, detail.
Okay, thank you. All right, good. Finally, have someone who I can pick up. No, nothing personal. All right. A lot of people actually might have pronounced it the same way as she did. I have to stress that first. Actually, I got the first word from last meeting. Advertisement. The stress is on the first syllable. Advertisement instead of advertisement. But it's advertisement. And because you know the word community and you want to add just a some in the end, so you might want to pronounce it like communism, but it's actually communism. Communism. Yes, communism. And you know the word mechanic, so you might want to say mechanism, but it's actually mechanism. So it's just a special part of English you have to memorize. That just sucks, but I can't help it. And you know the word psychology, you want to say psychological, but it's actually psychological. Same thing with technological. So, but you can, there's some good part of English is that you can like refer one to another. You see that you can tell the similarity between psychological and technological. Their sound is kind of similar. So next time you see something logical, then you know how to pronounce it. All right. And the next one is parameter. Parameter, yes, not parameter, it's parameter. And oh yeah, operator. A lot of professor goes by operator, but it's actually operate. Yes, operate. Just remember that. And these few at the bottom is pretty special. The noun and the verb is different. For a noun, the stress is on the first syllable, and for a verb, you have the stress on the second syllable. So it's produce for a noun, and produce for a verb, and progress for a noun, and progress for a verb. And for the last one, I put a star here because I just found out that in British English it goes like detailed, and in American English I think it goes like American English it goes like detailed, and British English it goes more like detailed. So yeah, so if you want to speak American English, you might want to go detailed. Right? It's not a big deal. Alright, finally we're going to what we usually speak, a string of words. A string of words. The first one is called the unnecessary swaths. Like right now I'm finding less people who have this problem, but I just want to point this out just in case you have this problem. I brought tea, coffee, and da juice. So no da. No da. And next year I will visit Paris. No ta. Alright. I know only a few have this problem, so I'm not going to go deep into this. Alright, fluency. Let's find another person. Can you help us? Read the 3 sentences. Okay. Of the 3 sentences, I brought tea, coffee, and juice.
I brought tea, coffee, and juice. Next year I will visit Paris as soon as possible.
Alright, great. Alright, just this is a very minor, minor and small part of English. If you want to master English, it's actually quite a. If you want to make your fluency, like you want to make your speaking flow through your speech, this is a very important part. Instead of saying word by word, you're saying a sentence instead of words. So instead of saying I brought tea, coffee, and juice, you might want to like mix the pace a little bit, and it goes like I brought tea, coffee, and juice. So the special thing here is that I mix the and the juice to make it one word. So that makes the fluency of English better. And same thing with the next sentence. It goes next year, so it became something like next year I will visit Paris instead of next year I will visit Paris. Yeah, so it'll make your overall fluency better when you speak English. Same thing with as soon as possible. As soon as becomes kind of like a word, as soon as possible, instead of as soon as possible. So that's how you tell a very fluent English speaker from a not so fluent English speaker, is that whether or not they know how to put these words together into a sentence. It's difficult, but you can practice it and become better. Next is the tone. I'm just going to go through these very quickly because there are actually a lot of kinds of tones that you can use, but I'll just say some general tones. Tones are important in our daily life. So if you want to ask a question, you might want to raise the last word. So it goes like, are you finished? Are you finished? And when you want to answer, you usually go like, I'm finished. So instead of going all flat, you might want to have some up and some down. And if you want to ask a question, you might want to go, how did you do it? Or how did you do it? But it actually means different things. It expresses different things. So you might want to work on that too. And I want to stress the last one. This is very important. I have a teacher. He said he went to France, and France is kind of like English. When you go, like when the word goes, when the tonation goes down, it means the end of your compound predicate or compound. That means the end of a string of things. Yes. So he went to a restaurant to order something, and the waiter was very busy, and he ordered 3 things and only 1 came, and that one is the first one he ordered because this is what he did. Something like this in French. I'd like a cheeseburger, fries, and a small Diet Coke. So the waiter was very busy. So when he heard I'd like a cheeseburger, and he stopped. He stopped listening because he was so busy. So if you don't want that to happen, how can you fix it? It's quite easy. You go like, I want a cheeseburger. That means I have more to say. A fries, some fries, and a small Diet Coke. Okay, I'm finished. This is a very intriguing part that when you want to finish, you go low. And if you're not finished, stay high. All right. And the last one, like, just do it. Instead of going like in the same pace, you might want to go, just do it, or to mean different things. It's a minor part too. I'm just not going to go through it very much. Alright, the last one is tense. I know everyone knows how the tense should be when we're writing like essays, but sometimes we just tend to forget. So just remember the tense. It's not a very big deal, but sometimes we do forget. So when you do, just take note that this happens. Okay. Six minutes. All right, good. Oh, great. Okay, let's review what we've been through. We've been through the lazy mouth, where you have to move your mouth a lot if you want to speak well, and the th sound, where you have to put your tongue out, and the overemphasis, like don't overemphasize some syllables that are not meant to be emphasized, and some accent error. Remember, when you don't know a word, look it up in the dictionary so that you know how to pronounce it. Don't just assume. Don't assume pronunciation unless you're like 99% sure that you're right. But that usually takes a lot of practice. Either you're a native or you're a near native. Only when that happens, you are able to like have the correct accent at the very first sight of a word. So look it up in the dictionary if you don't know the word yet. And for the words, we don't want unnecessary schwas. Schwas means and that, stuff like that. It's different from Chinese, so we want to add that because we're Chinese speakers. And for connection and fluency, you want to have some fluency through your through your speech to make your English sound better, and the tone